So today I'm going to show you a simple Bollinger Band strategy that made over $2,733. And this strategy only uses Bollinger Bands. It's very simple to use. Anyone can use, even if you are a beginner trader. So I want to share with you the strategy itself, and also I'm going to show you the results that I got trading this strategy or testing this strategy over a long period of time. So let's jump into the video and let me show you the strategy itself and how it works. So if you have ever used the Bollinger Bands before, you probably know that if the Bollinger Bands are wide and open, it means that the volatility is high and the market is trending, right? So these arrows, I put these arrows to show you that you can see that when the market was trending and making bigger moves, right, there was a huge gap between these two Bollinger Bands, right? But if you look at this, if you move on to at this point right here, you can see that the Bollinger Bands are now tight, which means there's less or no volatility and the market is squeezing, or the market has been ranging but now it's increasingly squeezing because the volatility is getting low, right? And when this happens long enough, what happens? It simply means the market is gonna break out soon enough, right? So in this case, you can see that the market managed to break out here. So the market it breaks out and the Bollinger Bands start to widen up, and this signals a potential breakout, right? So you can see here that the Bollinger Bands now, this one, the upper one is moving to the upside, the lower one is moving to the downside. And what does that mean? It simply means that we want to sell. So with this strategy, we want to sell, right? So how do we sell, right? We place our sell trade right here, our stop loss either above the middle band, or you can use predetermined pips. Like you can just know that I want to make this 2 times this gap, or the size of this squeezing gap right here. So this squeezing gap is potentially the size of your stop loss, and your take profit should be just above or bigger than the stop loss, right? So in this case, you can see the market managed to move to the downside. It didn't actually hit the take profit, but then you can see what I mean by this. And the other thing that you need to understand, you need to see here, is that when the market was moving now to the downside and it successfully broke to the downside, the Bollinger Bands were still, the upper band was still widening up to the upside, right? So which means there's still volatility, and you can see the candles are still getting bigger and bigger because there is much volatility in the market. And this is how when you sell, right? So in this case, let me show you one more example. You can see another one right here. The market was squeezing at this point, right? So you can see the market squeezing right here. You can see the market squeezing, and then you can see the market breaking to the downside, and this upper band starts to move to the upside, the lower band to the downside, and the market is breaking to the downside. And what does that mean? This simply means that we are looking to sell when this happens, right? It also moves the same on the upper side, right? You can see the Bollinger Bands starts to widen up as the volatility increases in the market, right? So on the other side, we also have buy trades, right? So for buy trades, this is what we do. We wait for the Bollinger Bands to start squeezing the market, which means there's no volatility. And then we want a huge candle that breaks out of that squeeze. And then we see this Bollinger Band starting moving, the other to the upside and the other to the downside, right? Now here's the problem that you might have when trading this strategy. How do you know that this is the size of the squeeze that I want, right? So to do this, you are going to have your predetermined squeeze point, right? So the number of pips that you want to use. So for me personally, I use between 35 pips to 50 pips, depending on the time frame, and this is on the 1 hour time frame. So 35 pips to 50 pips from 1 hour time frame to 4 hour to a daily time frame. If you go to the lower time frame, like the 5-minute time frame, that simply means this gap right here should also be smaller, so you can use like 20 pips or 15 pips for that, so that you can get in and out of these trades faster. Now the problem that most people have when trading a strategy like this is that they are not going to be patient enough, or they are not going to stick to their risk to reward, and also they are going to be emotional, and sometimes they are going to think that the market is likely to reverse or not if the market breaks out of the strategy. So it's so hard for other people to trade simple strategies like this just because of emotional emotions, right? But for me, I want to prove to you that this strategy can work for you. So what I did is I built a trading EA, and this EA is going to be trading this strategy automatically, right? And we are going to put this EA to test, and we are going to test it for years and years and see how it performs. And the EA is going to trade the same strategy. So if you see the video running on the screen right now on fast forward, this is me testing this EA that you are seeing right now. And at the end of the test, I will show you the results of how it performs. Okay, so after testing this EA for a long period of time, you could see that we started off with a balance of $10,000. But I also did another test. You can start off, it's the same thing. You can start off with smaller amounts, but you only have to reduce the lot size, right? So after the test, we managed to start with $10,000. We made a profit of $2,733, right? So if you were trading a funded account, you'd probably have made money here because the drawdown is around 14%, which maybe you could have passed before or after it have been reached, because sometimes the EA can get into a losing streak. But you can see if you had a $10,000 funded account or a challenge account, you only needed half of this profit, or maybe one third of this profit, to pass the challenge and to be in that account. If you want to get this EA, so you can use the strategy, but if you want to get this EA, you can get it for almost free. Just check out the link in the description below.